Well, howdy, meowdy. Welcome to Gran Turismo Racing Community's Hyundai Elantra Trophy Challenge. This is round 7 of 8, and this happened at Blue Moon Speedway, a fictitious track based on Pocono Speedway, and it is located fictitiously roughly where Pocono is. Alright, but yeah, so let's get into it, shall we? We're going to have a little brief reminder of what this series has been about. So this is the calendar. We're nearing the end. The final 2 rounds were pushed back due to clerical issues throughout the season where this series overlapped with other major series where a significant portion of the drivers participate in, and so we had to delay a few rounds. Because ideally this should have finished before the Group 3 finale, but it is what it is. We're here now doing Blue Moon Speedway, round 7 of 8, and we will do the finale next week at Grand Valley. Alright, so the way each round goes, as I've said many times now, each round consists of 2 20-minute races. The first preceded by a qualifying session that is done in practice mode, where we have an outlap and a set number of flying laps to determine our qualifying time, and as per usual, that number of laps is 2, so that is 2 opportunities to set our qualifying time. And then the second race is reverse grid based on the results of the first race. And if it is possible, we also reverse the direction of the track. So we spend 20 minutes going one way, then we spend 20 minutes going the other. A tire wear is at 1x and fuel rate is at 3x. This means that for every lap raced, there is 1 lap's worth of tire wear and 3 laps worth of fuel consumption. We are limited to racing mediums, and the weather is set to random. However, at Blue Moon Speedway, like all the tracks in the Americas and GT7, weather is not a factor. So it's no rain at least, but there could be cloud cover and stuff like that, which can still affect the track. But the concern for going into intermediates or wets is non-existent. Alright, so coming into this round, we have Superboy. He is pulled into the lead ahead of Ishmael or Maple Syrup. Superboy by 7 points, because Superboy has 157 points. To Maple Syrup's 150. Doug Barrow and Tap are tied for 3rd at 147. Hair Razor is right behind in 5th at 145. Petrol 6th at 120. Ways back. The Damn Cat is 7th at 107. R is close behind in 8th at 97. Type R not too far back at 83. Mike is at 10th at 64. UU 11th, 27. Eagle is 12th with 24. And ATB brings up the rear of our points gatherers at 19. So we did our qualifying, and Hair Razor takes pole, followed with Barr starting in 2nd, Ishmael in 3rd, Doug Barrow starting in 4th, Superboy in 5th, Petrol in 6th, the Damn Cat in 7th, and Type R is bringing up the rear in 8th. And now, without further ado, the lights are red, we're waiting on them to go green, and away we go. This is a standing start, as it has been for all season long. And we're starting. We see a little bit of weaving there from Superboy. Naughty, naughty. but Hair Razor holds on to the lead coming in through turn 1 up to the Banks corner here. Ishmael has moved up to 2nd. Superboy is in 3rd. Bar has fallen all the way to 5th already. Doug Barrow is 6th. Type R is 7th, and the Damn Cat is falling all the way back to the rear, moving back to the front. We have Hair Razor still in the lead. Everybody has got nice and single file at this point. So everyone's settled in nicely. It's like a Type R. Looked like he might have almost gotten to the back of Doug there, going to this first hairpin. And we see Hair Razor's got Ishmael right up his rear bumper already. Already Ishmael's looking to take the lead. Makes a move on the inside, and nice and clean. He has the inside line. That should be good enough to allow Ishmael to take the lead by the end of lap 1. Hair Razor in 2nd, Supra in 3rd, Petrol has moved up into 4th. Bar is settled in 5th, Doug right behind in 6th. Type R is in 7th, and the Damn Cat is bringing up the rear in 8th place. And we see the Damn Cat making a move on the inside, but there is contact. Gets into the rear end of Type R. He almost made a nice recovery drift, but stalls out and falls behind. Naughty, naughty catty cat. Don't do that no more. Alright, coming back to the front. Ishmael is still in the lead. We saw Hair Razor in 2nd, going wide and immediately under threat by Supra, who had a nose ahead for a limit there, but he is now on the inside. Supra has moved into 2nd place. This is what Supra needs to do if he wants to retain that points lead. He needs to challenge Ishmael all throughout this race. But right now, you see Hair Razor and Petrol side by side. Hair Razor keeps finding himself on the outside. That is not where you want to be. We see Doug making a move up the inside, along the inside of Bar. He's now falling down to 6th. Doug is trying to squeeze in there between Razor and Bar. Manages to get it there. Hair Razor looking up the inside of Petrol. And we hear some tire squealing there. This track is brutal on the tires, especially this corner right here. 3 wide going into turn 2. It looks like Petrol might be the... Come on, cameraman, show us what's going on. Alright, so Petrol looked like he was in for a rough ride, but for the time being... Oh, Petrol got sideways. It looked like he was on the wrong end of going into the turn 3, but looks like it took the straight for him to actually whatever happened there to happen. Either way, Razor's down to up to 5th. Petrol falls all the way down to 6th, and now he has Type R right behind him, looking to challenge for that position. And the Damn Cat's not too far behind. Back to the front we go. Ishmael got Superboy about a second or so behind him. And then Bar has, with all that fluffle with Petrol there, Bar manages to sneak into 3rd place for the time being. Doug is looking to change that. He's taking a look up the inside of turn 1. But it looks like Bar's got the edge this time around. But we know Doug ain't going to quit just because he didn't get it in one corner. So he's probably going to set up over here to make a move on these chicane, on these hairpins here. Looks like Super's going to want to do, but Super looks like he's too far back. It looks like Doug might have gotten to the back of Bar there. The camera did not give us a good angle of that. Come into the 2nd hairpin. Technically 2, there's a double left. It might as well be treated as 1 hairpin. Doug goes a little wide into the grass there. It's going to let Razor gain a little ground on him. It's going to let Bar have a little bit of breathing room. Which Super does not want to allow Ishmael to get, by the way. This is where these two finishes important to to our point standings coming into this round. Supra is the points leader at the time, but not by much. And Ishmael is looking to reclaim that points lead. And if he holds on and gets fastest lap, he just might do it. He's currently got fastest lap. Can he hold on to it? That is going to be the question. And can he hold on to the lead, or does Supra have enough pace in him to make Ishmael really work to hold on to that lead? At the moment, there's about a second or second and a half between these two. Barr's about 3 or 4 seconds back. Doug is about 4 or 5 seconds back now, and he's got Hair Razor right behind him. I mean, well, we got Petrol, Type R, and the Damn Cat here in a little three-way battle of their own for not last place. How often we see Petrol this far back? This might just not be his track. He's had a rough start. He had that rough spin a few laps ago. Now he's trying to recover from it. To come back here and check on him here in a lap or two to see if he actually manages to recover. Meanwhile, we see the Hair Razor trying to out-drag Doug going into turn 1. However, Doug has that inside line that should let him hold on to 4th place. But Hair Razor ain't giving up yet. He is still side by side, and if he can hold on to that, that would give him the inside line here in turn 4, I believe it is. And that he does, but Doug is looking to take the inside on the first hairpin here. See if he can duck and make a move again. And somehow these two battling are still together, railing in Barr ahead of him. I think Barr might have made a mistake. Doug Gusky almost went wide again. He's struggling with that with the exit of that second hairpin. And we get this nice little left-hander. Here, Doug almost gets into the wall. This card is so similar, I think I've been calling them the wrong names here. Gotta remember, Doug is the one that has that little purple tint in the front. Hair Razor's a solid green. Alright, let's check on these two. Supra's keeping close. He's about a second and a half still. That gap has not gone down. And Supra's just doing a good job, just trying to keep close. If Ishmael happens to make a mistake, he is there to take advantage. Question is, does Ishmael make a mistake? We're nearing the halfway point of race 1 for today. We're 8 minutes in of this 20-minute race. Looks like Ishmael's getting a better exit out of that second hairpin, and that's slowly allowing a gap there to form. That might have just been that lap, but that gap's gotten pretty big already. It's about 2 seconds now. And I think Ishmael also got the better exit out of the final little sharp left. Barr's still holding on the 3rd. Hair Razor still got 4th. Doug has got 5th, and a little bit of a gap now to Hair Razor. Petrol is in 6th. He's got a small gap to Type R behind him. And something happened to the damn cat because he is way back there now. We missed that, whatever it was. Part of the mistake. Probably got wide and hit the wall or something. Easy to do at this track. Meanwhile, we have Ishmael is in the lead. Joe trying to build that gap over Supra. I think slowly but surely he is doing so. But Supra just needs to keep close. Needs to keep close. Try to keep pressure. Try to force that mistake. By this very dominant Ishmael. Less than, if nothing else, Supra needs to be trying to get that fastest lap, because any point he can get, the point that he needs to keep ahead of Ishmael. Right now, it's about a 3-second gap, and right now we're wanting to see. Well, Supra is wanting to see his name on that purple spot there, but at the moment, it remains Ishmael, 113.764. is being chased at the moment by Hair Razor. And Hair Razor's got Doug not too far behind. Petrol's not too far behind him. Type R is not too far behind him. And the damn cat, I think he's trying to close back in, but it's got a long ways to go. And not a lot of time to get there. We're just past the halfway mark now. 10.5 minutes in the 20-minute racing. Slowly, Ishmael's building that gap. Super needs to figure this corner out. He looks like keeps going a bit wide, getting into that grass, and that slows him down, and then that just hurts him going into this corner. And you need all the speed you can get coming out of that left-hander, because this is actually a pretty high speed straight, and just being a mile an hour or two off of that next to final corner, it costs you several tenths. Bar's still in third, Hair Razor still in fourth, but he is closed in on Bar. He's closer than he was a lap ago. Hair Razor may be looking a challenge for that third, that bottom podium spot. For the time being, Bar still got it, and he's still got a solid line to hold on to it. But the moment Hair Razor gets beside him, it might be it. Hair Razor's closing in slowly but surely. And what is this I see? I see Type R ahead of Petrol. Way to go get him, man. Go get him. Petrol looks like he was almost trying to drift around that corner. That's a slow way to do if you're going to do that. Petrol ain't going to give up without a fight. He doesn't want to be in seventh. But Petrol is struggling. Nicks the wall there. That's not going to help his case any. But I think he still got, even with the tap of the wall, he may have still gotten a better exit than Type R. But for the time being, Petrol is just going to ride that slipstream. Look, he's going to make that move to the inside coming into turn one. And that might give him that 6th place back. And Petrol, I think, has got it with ease. And yeah, slowly but surely, the damn cat is catching back up to him. Meanwhile, back at the front, we got Ishmael. We got Superboy. Superboy needs to be aiming for that fastest lap. He's only got one lap into 113s, and it is a 113.9 compared to a 113.7 by Ishmael at this stage. He needs to find a few more tenths, and I think this sequence of corners is where he's going to find those tenths of second that he needs. As it stands right now, he is falling pretty good ways back lap on lap. 14.5, so half second lost that lap. Hair Razor has moved into third. Something happened to Bar, because Doug also managed to get around him, but Bar ain't giving him up quite so easy. He's got that inside line. A little bit of rubbing there, but Doug just gets the over-under on him, holds on to that 4th place. Coming out of turn one, still got Bar right on his rear bumper. I do not like that. The camera doesn't. Something's blocking the camera. I need to check that out. Anywho, Bar is looking to take 4th place back from Doug. He's making a move up the inside, but Doug closed that off on him. Bar's not giving up. He is staying glued to the rear bumper of Doug Barrow at the moment. Coming into this little left-hander. I don't think Doug braked there, but Bar did. That might actually be enough for Doug to build just a little bit of a gap, even though Bar's going to have that slipstream coming down this straight. And we see Hair Razor goes purple. The 1:13.733. That's actually good news for Supra. Even though Supra really wants his name to be there, rather than Hair Raiders, but he'll take Hair Raider, I'm sure, because that's one point that doesn't go to Ishmael. Assuming Ishmael doesn't come and take it back. If Doug Hair Raider right now is in third, solidly in third, and with these two duking it out at that moment, that's going to let him run away with that podium spot. Doug is trying to get away from Barr, but Barr is just sticking to him like white on rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm. He is just not going anywhere. He is just sticking to him. See, does Barr do anything down the street? He got a better exit than he did last lap. He's closer than he was last lap. But I don't think he's going to be able to make a move here. Doug is holding that inside line. Means if Barr is going to do something, he's going to have to do it the long way. To go around the outside, he tries to do that over-under. It might actually work out for him. If he hold on to it, he's got to get clear here. If he ain't clear here, it's going to be Doug who gets the inside line coming into this one. Doug just managed to hold on to it anyway before they even got there. Alright, let's check on the rest of the field real quick. We see Petrol still here in 6th. He is pulling away slowly but surely from Type R now that he's gotten around them again. And the damn cat is slowly but surely catching up to these two. He ain't out of it yet, but he's almost out of time. Going to see him go wide there. Meanwhile, Ishmael improves his previous best time, but he's still behind Hair Raiser by a very small amount. Hair Raiser's 1:13.576 to Ishmael's, what was that, 1:13.730. And Supra's running 1:15 that previous lap, so he's losing touch quick to Ishmael now. Supra's still got second place, so he's got Hair Raiser closing in on him. That's not something he wants to be seeing. He wants to be seeing himself get closer to Ishmael. And see Doug and Barr still going at it. Come on. Doug goes very wide out of turn. I think it's turn 4. Turn 3 or turn 4. Depends if you count the kink or not. With that, lets Barr move into 4th place. Doug is behind in 5th, and now Doug's got a minute and a half to reclaim that position. Petrol's here in 6th. Type R in 7th. The damn cat in 8th. I don't think he has enough time to be able to make anything happen here. But he is closing in slowly but surely. Meanwhile, back at the front, we have Ishmael all by his lonesome. That's been the recurring theme when we see this man on track. He eventually, by the end of the race, finds himself all by himself. And now he's just smooth sailing, keeping it nice and clean and tidy. Even though he wants to be getting that fastest lap, I can tell you, he really wants to have the fastest lap because that is a point that might let him overtake Supra the points. Especially if Supra can't catch up, and even more so if Hair Raiser catches up to Supra and gets around. But with 40 seconds to go on the clock, it's going to be close whether or not Supra gets another lap. Yeah, Ishmael is going to get another lap. It don't take 20 seconds to come around here. Supra might get another lap. It's going to be close. And it's going to be very close if Hair Raiser gets another lap. Let's see, with 9 seconds to go, we see Ishmael with a 1:35.77. Superboy does get another lap. Hair Raiser does not. Hair Raiser crosses the line in 3rd. Doug is going to cross the line in 4th. Bar in 5th, Petrol in 6th, Type R right behind in 7th, the Damn Cat finishing in 8th, and now it's just these two. Ishmael just needs 0.02 of per second of an improvement over his previous lap to take fastest lap. He is off of Hair Razor's lap by 1,000th of a second currently. Can he improve it? If he does, and right now he is 0.3 up unless he makes one heck of a run out of those final 2 corners. I don't think Ishmael's going to get the fastest lap. And Ishmael crosses the line, winning race 1. And Superboy is gone across the line in 2nd. Does he have enough to get the fastest lap himself? No. Alright, so as we saw there, Ishmael takes the win. But Hair Razor takes the fastest lap by 1,000th of a second. 1 minute 13.576 for Hair Razor, 1:13.577 for Ishmael. Alright, and then Superboy finished in 2nd, about 10 seconds back. Hair Razor in 3rd. It's like Doug Barrow finished 4th. Barr is in 5th. Petrol finished 6th. Type R finished 7th, and the Damn Cat finished 8th. And for the race 2, like I said earlier, it's reverse grid. So, the Damn Cat will be starting at the front. Type R will be starting 2nd, Petrol in 3rd. Bar will be starting 4th, Doug Barrow in 5th, Hair Razor in 6th, Superboy in 7th, and Ishmael on that last of first challenge in 8th. Alright, now, without further ado, let's swap over to the second race scene. And we are going the other way. We spent 20 minutes going the other way, now we gotta recalibrate ourselves. And we see the Damn Cat did not get a good launch at all. He is already falling back to 2nd. And probably going to be down to 3rd by the time we even get to turn 1. Type R's got the lead and takes the nice inside line. Damn Cat's still holding on to 2nd, but he is on the back foot. He is basically forced to that wonky outside line, drops down to 4th, 5th, probably 6th by the time we get to turn 2. Right now, this is still a cluster in the middle. That's good for Type R if he can lets him hold on to the lead. And we see, let's go back to the front. Type R got the nice lead there. A couple seconds over Petrol in 2nd place. Doug is in 3rd. Super has already moved his way up to 4th. We see Doug get into the wall there. Bar has moved up to 5th. Ishmael is 6th, Hair Razor in 7th, and the Damn Cat. I almost could have predicted that by the end of lap 1 has fallen all the way to the back of the grid. I think this guy needs to figure out how to be more aggressive on these race starts. He just never holds well at the beginning of a race. Anywho, back to the front we go. We have Type R in 1st. Petrol is in 2nd. He's got Doug not too far behind, looking to make a move on the outside, it looked like, but it also could have been Doug. Ooh, Petrol goes deep and into the wall and falls all the way back to the rear. Don't know if that was contact or Petrol just overspeed and laid on the brakes and straight into the wall he went. That's good news for Type R, because that might actually be bad news, because that means Superboy is right behind him now, rather than Petrol. And Doug is right behind him in 3rd. Ishmael has made his way up to 4th. Bar is in 5th, so Bar and It's like Ishmael and Hair Razor swap positions at some point. I'm pretty sure Bart was already 5th, but I think Hair Razor's making a move up the inside on him as we speak. A little nudge in the rear corner. But that's going to give Hair Razor that inside line coming down the home straight. And that should allow Hair Razor to get the edge going into turn 1. Yep, I know Hair Razor's actually going to be stuck on the outside. Interesting. And now he's making a move up trying to make the move up the inside. Could not hold on to it. Barb, for the time being, retains 5th place. And we see there the tail end of Petrol getting around the damn cat. He finds himself once again in this place. And we see Superboy has taken the lead. We missed that. Type R trying to hold on. This is a case where there's the sheer difference in pace. Even though Type R is a defensive specialist, just the difference in pace is enough to overcome his ability to generally keep people behind him. Ishmael is now up to 3rd, Doug Barrow at 2nd, and Superboy, for the time being, holds on to the lead and currently holds the fastest lap. We see Ishmael looking to make a move up the inside on Doug. He's trying to take the drag and race him down the inside. Doug is trying to squeeze him as much to the inside as he can. Try to get into where he has to check up. But I think Ishmael is going to have it done here. Ishmael does nice, clean, patient overtake by Ishmael into 2nd place. Doug down to 3rd, Type R down to 4th. Petrol has made his way back up to 5th. Bar goes way wide. That was probably contact with Razor, because Razor is checking up to let Bar get back on track and get going. And that gifts the damn cat 6th place. Back to the front, we have Superboy. This is where he wants to be. He wants to be in the front, leading the charge, because he wants to be holding on to that points lead, but he has got Ishmael right behind him. The Superboy wants to hold on to the lead, and he wants to hold on to that fastest lap point. Like I said earlier, the more points Superboy holds on to throughout this race, the better. And for the time being, Superboy does continue to hold on to the fastest lap. But Ishmael is closing in, reeling him in slowly but surely. But like Ishmael might have raised the wall there, but Superboy goes very wide. That is going to gift Ishmael the lead. That was not what he wanted to happen there. Meanwhile, Doug is in 3rd, Type R still in 4th, but Type R is starting to feel pressure from Petrol. The damn cat is 6th. Bar and Hair Razor are fighting for 7th and 8th, but not last. The damn cat is hoping these two keep at it, because that means he doesn't have to worry about them, hopefully. For the time being, Hair Razor has got a solid grasp on 2nd to 7th place. Back to the front, we have kind of like what we saw last round 1. Ishmael now in the lead. Superboy trying to keep close. Just trying to stay within sight, trying to stay in his slipstream. And also, ideally, also trying to hold on to fastest lap. But we see here, Ishmael now has the fastest lap. Can Superboy at least take that back? Or does someone else save him there? Meanwhile, Doug is in 3rd. He has Type R right behind, who has Petrol right behind him. This is shaping up to be a nice, spicy battle between these three. You don't normally see this Type R fighting this close to the podium, so it's good to see him up here. Giving these drivers everything he's got, making them work as hard as they can to get around. And if he can, obviously, if he can get back around Doug, you know he's going to try to do it. But right now, Type R's got Petrol right behind him. See Doug go wide. Petro goes wide, but it's enough to get him to the inside of Type R. And that is one way to gain a position. Petro up to fourth. Now to challenge Doug for third. Type R is now in fifth. You have Bar, Hair Razor, and the damn cat. Both of them got around the damn cat. Who again finds himself in the very back of the pack. But he wants to stay close to these two. Like they might have could have gone 3 wide there, but that cat was too far back. We see Bar just bump there against Hair Razor. Trying to nudge him over just a little bit. Try to get just that little bit extra space. Now Bar's got the damn cat on his rear bumper. This might be spicy here in a little bit. We're going to come back to this. Because we see Superboy has reclaimed the lead. For the time being, but this is what Superboy wants to be doing. He wants to be staying with Ishmael, even if he doesn't necessarily stay ahead of him the entire time. If he can just keep doing this, he will have a shot at winning the race, and that would be hopefully enough for the shoe-in for him to keep the points lead. However, ooh, a nice dive. That was a quick shutting of the door there in front of Ishmael. So a strong defensive maneuver, trying to keep Ishmael behind him. 9.5 minutes in. And right now Ishmael is right on his rear bumper. Squaring him off there, trying to generate a little bit of space. So Ishmael just hits a solid exit out of that corner. Coming into the final corner. Ishmael's going to take an inside line up relative to Super's out wide line, and that's going to put Ishmael right in his slipstream. Once again, it is basically Ishmael staying against the toe of Superboy. Keeping close. Applying pressure. Trying to make this young driver crack under pressure, and I think he did it. Superboy goes wide into the wall, and that gives Ishmael the lead once again. Superboy is not going to let this go unanswered. He is going to try to respond in some way or another. Ishmael takes a very defensive line into the second hairpin. Now Super is just keeping close. Ishmael's no longer going defensive. Ishmael's not trying to take the faster lines, trying to build a gap. Again, Ishmael takes a slightly shallower exit out of the last final corner, and that seems to be enabling him to just get a slightly better run every lap. Super right now is maybe on the edge of the slipstream right now. He's definitely going to want to close in on him if he can. Try to close in on a braking maybe. Coming into turn 2. Wide into the grass he goes. That is how he lost the lead. That might cause him to fall further back from Ishmael. 30 turns, that car is going to struggle around the hairpin here, these hairpins. And that's going to be a gift to Ishmael. Gets a nice big gap. And that's going to might let Doug here in third close in on him. We have Petro not too far back in fourth. Type R is just fallen victim to Hair Razor in 5th. Bars close not too far back at 7th. And the damn cat is way back there in 8th. And I'm in no man's land. Not where he wants to be at this stage in the race. Meanwhile, Ishmael has got a solid 2.5, 2 second gap to Superboy. Might actually even be more than that, might be 3. But that gap has grown immensely from just a lap ago. Doug's here in 3rd. He is in range if something severe happens to Superboy in front of him. And Super is still close enough to take advantage of any mistakes by Ishmael. But Ishmael is running away with it now. That gap is growing incessantly now. Corner by corner now, that gap is growing. Doug's having a good race in 3rd, Petrol in 4th. Air just moved to 5th. Bar has moved into 6th. Type R has filtered slowly, but it's taking all race of going down to 7th. Well, it seems like once Petrol got around him, that was kind of like the end of his momentum, it seems like. Hair Razor and Bar both caught up to him pretty quickly after that. And neither one really seemed to have much issue getting around him. Back to the front. Ishmael got a good big lead over Superboy now, and he has the fastest. And Super again goes wide. That is where Super is struggling big time right now. That's letting Doug close in on him. Doug's got 5.5 minutes. Can he take 2nd place? Doug and Petrol is not too far behind. This could turn into a 3-way battle at the end of the race. Hair Razor and Bar kind of close, and then Type Bar is still right behind them, and then the damn cat slowly closing in himself. Right now we have this guy all by himself, which is not what Super wants. Super needs to be trying to reel him in. But Ishmael applying the heat. A 1:14.5, a 1:16.6. And a 1:15.6 for Doug. Petrol's not too far behind, but it is. Right now, everyone's about evenly spaced right now, actually, which is interesting. Usually late in the race, you see everyone clustering up again. With 4 minutes to go, everyone's kind of spread out and equidistant right now. The closest thing to a battle right now is going to be Super and Doug, and that's mainly because Super keeps going wide out of turn 2. Just trying to carry too much speed for his cornering ability. And this keeps causing him to go into the grass. If he keeps doing that, Doug is definitely going to be on him within another lap or 2. And we have 3 minutes and 20-ish seconds remaining. That's like 3 laps. 3 more laps to go. Back to the front, Ishmael. Now solidly in control of this race, and maybe the series again. Depends on if Super can find an answer. At least can he at least get the fastest lap? Or something. he keeps making the mistake he's made, we've seen him make several just like that. That's going to let Doug close in on him, put him into a battle, which will ensure he does not get fastest lap. At this point, the biggest hope that Super has is that he or someone else can somehow get something faster than a 14.582. Oh, and Doug goes straight into the wall. That's not what we want to see. That's going to let Petro close in on him. That's going to might actually cause him to fall behind Super a little bit. Unless Super did the same thing, it's not that big of a gap. Petro here in 4th, Air Razor still in 5th, Bar is still in 6th, Type Bar is still in 7th, and the Damn Cat is still in 8th. Everyone's still going the right way, everyone's still going forward. And everyone's still relatively close. So we have Ishmael, looks to be about 10 or so seconds now ahead of Supra. Supra has got to find pace somewhere. He has got to find a 2.5 seconds if he wants to take the fastest lap. And he does not want to get into a battle with Doug in the last lap. And that's what it's shaping up to be right now. Petrol's here in 4th. Air Razor's not too far behind in 5th. Bar's still pushing in 6th. Type Bar still going in 7th. The Damn Cat's still going in 8th. Ishmael's got the lead and he is purple. Not good news for Supra's push for the fastest lap, and he went wide again. He is faster than his previous best, but that's not purple. He needs to be purple. This is likely the final lap. Doug is not too far behind in 3rd. Petrol is in 4th. Air Razor is in 5th. Bar is still in 6th. Type Bar is not too far behind at 7th. And the Damn Cat's still going in 8th. Too far back to really do anything, but still pushing. Trying to reach the finish line at least. And we have confirmed this is indeed the final lap. We're going to see Ishmael wins. He's going to take the win for round 2 as well as round 1. Supra is going to also repeat his position, finishing 2nd in both races. Is it enough for purple? He does not get purple in the final lap. Doug is finishing 3rd. Petrol in 4th with Hair Razor closing in behind him in 5th. We have Bar coming up here in 6th. Type Bar's not too far behind in 7th. And the Damn Cat is once again bringing up the rear in 8th. Alright, so for race 2, Ishmael does indeed come back with a win here. And he also holds on to the fastest lap. Looks like he was actually the only driver to get into the 114s. Super came close to the 115.0. But still a half second off of Ishmael's fastest lap. Doug finishes in 3rd and a 115.409 fastest lap. Petrol in 4th, Air Razor in 5th. Bar finished 6th, Type R finishing in 7th, and the Damn Cat breaking up the rear end 8th. So this is going to be an interesting points battle for the lead. That's really where all the drama for the points is between Ishmael and Superboy. They came into this race only 7 points apart. And Ishmael and Superboy finished 1st and 2nd both of these races, and Ishmael takes fastest lap in the 2nd race. It's going to be interesting how that's going to affect the points. It's going to be close going into the final round, which is, I believe, this coming weekend. But I hope you all join us for that. It's going to be fun. because it's going to be a Grand Valley. It's actually Grand Valley is actually, I think, a good track for finale. So I can dig it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be chaotic because that track is brutal. But I am the Damn Cat Gaming, and I appreciate each following us along for this series. Appreciate the likes, the shares, the follows on both this channel as well as on Gran Turismo Racing Community's channel. This will be posted on both. And give a like, share, and follow on both channels, please, if you do not mind. And with that, I am going to sign off. I hope to see y'all next time. Until then.